guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Smahle Mkhize and this is my channel. If you are a regular degular, a regular liker, a regular sharer, honey, thank you so much for coming back once again. And if you're new here today, welcome to the channel. Make sure that you click the subscribe button so you can join the regular degulars. We are on the road to 31k, so please do make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Now guys, as you can see by the title of this video, today I'm going to be doing something that's very close to my heart. Well, not really close to my heart, but I mean, like, it's very close to home because I am someone who actually is a graduate from this university. So today I'm going to be doing a video in partnership with Moreland University. And if you don't know who Moreland is, where have you been, honey? I feel like I've been talking about Moreland ever since I graduated. Like, Moreland this, Moreland that, enroll. And I love that you guys are jumping on it, even if you guys are not enrolling in that moment, but you are also doing your research, you're reading up, and you're understanding what opportunities are out there for you to further your studies and advance yourself in your career as a teacher. So if you don't know already, Moreland is a US based institution that has a global reach, okay? And the global reach, guys, when I say it's global, like at some point I was studying with people in Japan, in the US, South Africa, in the UK, and we were all in the same VC and we were all collaborating. So it was really amazing, okay? So they offer online programs for aspiring educators, or people who are still looking to get qualifications in the space of education and wanting to go abroad and teach abroad, as well as experienced teachers who have, you know, great experience, practical experience, but really need that career advancement when it comes to you know, the job titles that they have and the kind of schools that they work for and things like that. So they do offer that for people, you know, the fact that someone who doesn't have a teaching qualification at all can enroll in Moreland and walk out with a huge career advancement that will help them to kind of reach their career goals, get that pay increase, get that promotion. And if you're someone who's very experienced and you're looking to make yourself even more competitive, looking to get into leadership roles and kind of contribute towards the field of education and do kind of research and things like that, this could also be a good space for you to kind of study. So if you are someone who's either one of the descriptions that I've just said, or you're just really interested, what's out there, what can I study? You just finished your degree in something else and you're like, okay, I'm feeling like I want to kind of change degrees or change fields, this is for you. I'm making this video rather so that I can compare the different programs at Moreland University to show you what options you have and which one caters to your needs and your career goals. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So I have my notes here so that I keep on track, and I've made sure that I've put it into categories. And if I feel like I'm speaking, well, I do know I'm going to be speaking a little fast, so I will put everything on the screen as I'm going so that you can screenshot and you can refer back to it. Also, I will put the Moreland University website in the description box, so definitely check it out for more information. So today we're going to be comparing the Teach Now teaching certificate as well as the Masters in Education that Moreland offers. So we're going to be comparing those two because there are some differences, and I want to kind of make sure that you guys understand that going into it, okay? So the first thing is the duration. There is a big difference between them. So the Teach Now certificate, I'm just going to call it Teach Now for the rest of the video so I don't have to say the whole thing. So the Teach Now certificate is actually 9 months long. So you have a space of 9 months to complete the course or the program. And then the Masters in Education is 12 months long. So that gives you an idea that obviously one has a bit more work and needs more time, and the other is 9 months. So if you're looking to do something that can quickly get you that career boost, get you that promotion in the space of 9 months, I would highly recommend that. Okay, so let's talk about the classes. Now, both of these programs actually have virtual sessions, which are called VCs or virtual conferences. I think that's what VC stands for. So virtual sessions that have a cohort size of 10 to 15 educators or 10 to 15 candidates. So what is a cohort? A cohort is basically your class, okay? And so in your class, you have your leader, the leader of the module, the lecturer, whatever you want to call them, and And then you've got your cohorts, which are people from all over the world. So there isn't a specific way that they group, I think. I am assuming the cohorts, because I feel like even in my cohort, for example, there was someone like me who had zero education qualifications, but I had a lot of experience. And I remember I had someone in my class who was changing fields, like from commerce into education. So it really can be a very diverse cohort, and which I think that can be a really good benefit for you when it comes to group work and things like that. Okay, now let's talk about clinicals / practicals. So I know that we throw that word around. I'm sure you've even seen it on their website. When I've done also the live, I feel like I've said clinicals a lot. So clinicals are basically practicals. And I know this was something that for me, when I was looking to study further, I wanted to be able to do practicals. And so it's obviously something that you think about when you're going to study virtually. How am I going to do practicals? Moreland has found a really modern way and a very, I would say, 21st century way for us to do practicals from wherever we are in the world. So both the Teach Now and the Masters in Education require that you complete the clinicals in a classroom experience, or in a classroom environment rather. Okay, the candidates need to find an experienced mentor in the school that you are in. Now, don't worry if you are not going to be someone who is currently working at a school. Moreland can actually provide you a mentor who will then observe your videos which you are going to take of your lessons, or observe your videos that you take of yourself, kind of implementing whatever you're learning, and basically assess your lessons and assess your planning, assess your interaction with the children. So this is how the clinicals work. So in addition to the mentor, you also have the leader of that module who will also be facilitating and giving you feedback. So it's very, very formal, because you do get graded. There's a rubric, there are requirements for passing. It's not just like, you know, shoot the video and be done with it. It's a really in-depth, I think, also very demanding time when it comes to clinicals, but I feel like that is the most important, honestly. You want to be able to apply what you've learned thus far. So it's a super, super important module. All right. So Moreland can also provide you, like I said, a mentor if you don't have. So don't be discouraged if you're someone who's wanted to change careers or change fields rather, and you don't know whether you'd be teaching in a school at the time. Don't worry, they will help you get some assistance there. All right, the next thing I want to chat about is something called the Capstone project. Now, I know this for me was something that I'd never heard of before, and so I did my research and I found that the Capstone project is actually for us in South Africa, in layman's term, for us in South Africa rather, it's your research. It's the research, the hands-on project, the essay, the research paper, or any other document submitted for a degree or a professional qualification. So that is what is required for the Masters in Education. The Teach Now does not require you to do a capstone project. The Masters in Education does. And so that, I think, also gives it that edge. You know, it has, in addition to the modules, it has that research that you will be applying and doing and researching, and that can allow you to add value to the research, rather to the education field. You know what I mean? All right. And then another thing I want to talk about is the accreditation. So a lot of you guys have been asking, is it accredited? Is it recognized worldwide? Is it the same as the PGCE? So what I want to say first is that both are accredited, both are recognized worldwide, okay? And if you are looking to do something with Moreland, one of the programs that you want to complete with Moreland University, yes, you can use it to go work back in South Africa or any other country, okay? Actually, what makes the Teach Now certificate stand out, it actually gives you eligibility and the ability, rather, to go and apply for a US teaching license. So by doing that teacher preparation certificate, you are then eligible to get a US teaching license. Okay, so those are the things I wanted to chat about when it comes to the differences. Those are the major differences, rather, and those are the things that I feel like you should look out for when you are comparing different courses. You want to know how long it is it accredited, what will I learn from it, how can I use it, you know, as well as things like what is actually entailed in the programs. Okay, so you have kind of an idea now of what they teach now versus the master's program does offer. Now I want to chat a bit about what those courses can actually do for you and how they can help your career. Now I want to say this because I feel like many a times when you study further, we do think about the money boost, right, the salary boost, but I also think it's super important to understand that, you know, when you are a teacher, when you are an educator, you really want to think about what direction you want to go in, what kind of speciality you want to go in. Do you want to teach internationally forever? Do you want to teach in your country permanently? What are your career goals? And I think that for me was one of the biggest things that I learned while at Moreland, to really think about what do I want to do for the future. So I want to actually highlight specifically the master's program, because I feel like the master's program at Moreland really gives you a combination of both modules and the research elements, which is the Capstone project that I spoke about. So the master's in education actually also has 6 specializations that you can branch off to. So what does that mean? It means that you can actually specialize in one of these areas while doing your master's. So this will come in in your Capstone project, you know. So the first thing is the master's in education early childhood. Okay, the master's in education special education, the master's in education teaching multilingual learners, the master's in education globalization in education, master's in education educational technology, and the last specialization is educational research. So these are the things that you can actually think about. Is this something I would be interested in specializing in? Where can my specialization get me? What kind of roles can I occupy if I take on the specialization? So I think that's super important. I feel like for me at the time, I was really looking into doing the teaching multilingual learners, because I understood that I am an ESL teacher. When I first arrived there, I am an ESL teacher. I do have a TEFL. And then when I started working in my international school, I also realized that it's not just Chinese kids who are in our schools. There are kids from all over the world that do not have English as their first language. So you need to be able to adapt to that and kind of make accommodations for each learner in the classroom. All right, so that is what I wanted to kind of highlight about the Masters in Education. So if you're someone who's like, okay, I want to do the Masters, but I want to stand out, this is something that you can really consider. You can really stand out with a specialization. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up soon, but I really want you to kind of think about why you also want to enroll with Moreland. A lot of you guys are really interested, you want to enroll, and I always say to you guys, when you do something, you need to have a why, because that will keep you going when things get tough, when life gets in the way and it's really tough to kind of do your assignments. You really need to have your why, and I think it's important to understand the program that you're in and what you're wanting to get out of that. Okay, so if you are someone who wants to boost your employability, that could be your why. You want to boost your employability, you want your CV to stand out, then this is something that I would highly recommend that you do study further, either with Moreland or any other institution. Advance your teaching skills. If you're someone that you feel like, okay, I've been teaching for a really long time, and now I feel like I need to kind of learn from other people. Maybe your school doesn't give you enough professional development opportunities. Maybe you don't really have that access. So this can give you that space too, because like I said, Moreland actually has a really global reach. And so when we are doing practicals, clinicals, you are able to observe or watch your classmates' videos. So you actually watch them in their video with their kids, and you actually learn so much from them. Like I've learned so much from my cohort members. So this is something that I feel like you can take away from the clinicals. Another thing, if you want to gain specialized knowledge, so like I said, if you want to gain specialization in teaching multilingual learners, globalization in education, etc., all those specializations that I spoke about earlier. Okay, if you're someone who wants to also gain a leadership position, Moreland is definitely an institution where you can study further to attain that leadership role. If you want to be a principal, a coordinator, or even curriculum development, let's take it a step further. If you're looking to get up there, you know what I mean, this is a great space for you to start. You can really start laying that foundation to securing that position in a leadership role. Now the last one is if you want to add to the academic research in the field of education, this will be through your capstone project. Okay, so this will allow you to add, to the academic research in the field of education, especially if you're someone who's really passionate about adding value, seeing the change that you want to see, or rather being the change that you want to see in the education field. Research, and I think, publishing papers is a great way for us to do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, loves, I hope this video was helpful. I'm definitely going to put all of that information in the description box. One thing I do want to kind of end the video off with is that I've compared the two programs. And let's say you are someone who wants to do the Teach Now certificate, and you're like, okay, I love this, I enjoyed this, I want to do the masters at the end of this. Like, let's say you reach the end and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to do the masters. You can actually top up your Teach Now into the masters, and that will take you 4 to 5 months to complete it, and then you will have a complete masters. So this is something that can be, bridgeable. Is that even a word? You can kind of lead into it if you're unsure, you know what I mean? So if you are someone who's like, okay, I'm still like, oh, I'm not sure, but I want to do the Teach Now certificate, I'm not sure about the masters, I believe that once you've done the Teach Now certificate, you will have a clear understanding whether or not you want to do the masters or not. If you're someone who's like, I know I want to do the masters, I know what I want to get, I know what specialization I want to do, then enroll. You know what I mean? And so if you guys don't know the requirements already, I will put them on the screen one more time. It is all over the website, but both courses have similar requirements. You need to have a bachelor's degree from a US institution. If you do not have a US institution degree, you can do a transcript evaluation if you have a bachelor's degree from outside the States. You need a 3.0 GPA or higher. You do need to have English proficiency. You do need to write a sample, just a writing sample about why you want to enroll with Moreland, and then you can then use that Teach Now certificate to get your US licensing, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, my loves, I hope this video was super helpful for you. Let me know in the description box what else you guys, or rather in the comment section, what else you guys want me to talk about when it comes to Moreland. Do you guys want me to get into depth about their modules? Do you want me to get in depth about their masters, the Capstone project, how does it work, clinicals, what to expect, how to kind of, do you guys want some tips about it? You can let me know what you kind of want to hear from me. I will happily summarize that information and package it for you so that you can understand it better and consume this content better. Alright, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys in the next video. All the information in terms of the links will be in the description box, so definitely check it out. Take your time and read the information carefully. I will see you in the next video. Mwah.